Just as I thought I'm out of the woods, that has hit the fan again with double strength. Literally, after 11 months in a row of not listing a single new item on my account, my sales have been better than last week on my main account. Hello again and welcome back to my channel where we are trying to earn some money by selling on eBay. Yeah, trying is the right word. I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. Today I've got eBay mess again. What has happened? What eBay has told me? What are the plans of getting back to the surface again? Stay tuned. It's going to be a massively long video. Sorry. But before we start, if you're interested in this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you will find this video useful, please don't forget to click that like button anytime you are watching. So guys, the situation is as follows. My weekly sales went down from consistently hovering around £500 mark for a week for last 6 months to less than £150 last week. And this is not normal. That's the conclusion number one. Whatever eBay reps are trying to tell me or you about sales fluctuation, that is not normal. That kind of fluctuation, it's not a fluctuation. That's a crash, not a fluctuation. All things being equal, such a slide is just close to impossible. I guess there is always a chance, but there is always a chance that you're gonna see an elephant in front of your house, but you've never seen it. So, you know, like I've said, all things being equal, guys, I stand on the position where 99% of the time, I will say it's my fault that my sales have gone down. 99% of times. I've done something or I haven't done something, and this is the outcome. But I will come back to this later. So, eBay reps have said everything looks good, gave me the standard scripted answer that we have all heard many times. Influx of sellers, influx of similar items, blah 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 blah. I would literally get better answers talking to my own ass. I've contacted eBay 3 times. Second time was utter failure. Honestly, that person was just useless, absolutely useless. But I've managed to get some sort of information that may be useful on the first and the third occasion. And on a third occasion, I had an opportunity to talk to the guy who knew the shit he is talking about. Guys, when you contact eBay, first person that you talk to is useless. I mean, it's a kind of person who will tell you something like please check if the power cable is connected to your laptop. Literally, there is no point to talk to them. Yeah, as soon as you can, you have to get to the next person in line. Yeah, next person is a second tier, but it's still a general helpline. Next, above them is their supervisor. Yeah, then there is a technical team, first line of support. And then, after them, there is a guy whose primary job is to be a developer. But from time to time, when there is a loudly farting customer like me that they can't get rid of, yeah, they will connect you to this guy. He will drop what he's doing and he will talk to you. Yeah, and this is where you want to be. It takes about 2 hours to get to this guy. yeah, but I've learned to skip few steps, and usually I can get, if I can get to this guy, I can get to him within 30 minutes of talking to other people. I will make separate video about contacting eBay soon, time permitting. I have about half of my script ready for this video. I need to finish it and then I have to record it and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I've got 4 theories of what has happened that I would like to present to you. Theory number 1, primo chimo theory. I've always been keen to believe in it, and now I lean to believe in it more and more and more, especially after what I have been told by the eBay reps. So, Primo has said a long time ago, or some time ago, maybe not too long ago, that there must be some sort of internal eBay metrics that when your account goes below that certain level of this metrics, everything goes to the dogs. And we don't know what it is, we don't know what causes it, we don't know where the level is, but I've got a suspect here. I've got a suspect, yeah? I believe it's about your listings. When algorithm considers that enough of your listings, enough number of your listings, enough mass of your listings is not good enough, the whole account goes south. The whole account goes south. I'm not saying items, I'm saying listings. It has nothing to do with items, what kind of items these are, yeah? It's listing quality, listing age, time since last revision, sales made out of those listings, and general click-through ratio and sell-through ratio of the account. That's what I think it is. Now, I don't know where the tipping point is. Is it 10% of your listings? Is it 50% of your listings? Is it 80% of your listings? I don't know. And I don't know what makes listing not good enough for the algorithm. All I know is this. When I went to UK, I was busy with photographing. So I was cutting corners on revising my listings after 90-day period. I was just blindly ending and selling similar them. Also, when I went to Poland, I was busy with listings, with actual process of listing my listings. And I had double the amount of listings to revise. So I had those from the previous month and I had those from this month. So I was cutting corners again. I was trying to do something with those listings, but not the proper revision process. This, in my opinion, has triggered the slide of my sales, because enough of my listings, I was cutting corners on enough of my listings to make them looking not good enough for the algorithm, and I went below the line and I triggered entire account to go to the dogs. Now, I'm going to read exact quotation what rep has told me. These are 100% her words. It's not from my memory. It's not something along this line. Exact words, word by word, what she has said. Ready? I suggest you to revise the listings every 10 to 12 days so your listings will get re-indexed on the search pages so it can get better position in search. Please be assured that the frequency of relisting the item will always impact your visibility positively. You could go on the listing, update anything on the item description, and then click on revise the item. A blank revision will also do. That is, if you do not make any updates. That's what she said. That's what she said. Yeah, if you want to rewind and re-listen, be my guest. Now, call me an idiot, but what I can see here is a clear evidence that eBay reset is the way to go. She even says that blind and sell similar will do, but it's better to change something. And in my opinion, this is an evidence that list and forget is a suicidal strategy. At the end of the video, I will tell you how I'm going to apply this advice going forward. To be honest, I can see first positive symptoms after 2 days of doing this. Obviously, 2 days is too short period of time to talk about recovery or even a positive trend. Theory number 2. By an active member of reselling community named Yazi101. Now, I think she's a lady, but she may be he, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure. I'm very sorry for that. I just can't tell. Yazi means little, isn't it? In Navajo language? I'm not sure. But anyway, whatever. If it's a man or a woman, I don't know. I'm sorry. But Yazi's theory is when you run two separate shops on eBay, they are still interconnected. And when one does better, the other one starts to go worse, if that makes sense. To be fair, at first, some time ago, when I've heard it for the first time, I was like, it makes sense. But I've started to crunch some numbers and I couldn't see correlation. I mean, if something looks like there is a correlation, you've got a gut feeling that there is a correlation. But when numbers don't back it up, there is no correlation. I mean, I've checked the number of impressions, views, sales, and value of sales for last 24 months. And I was looking for two things. One, if I add both shops together, then I should see fairly flat results. Seasonal ups and downs, but fairly flat. As when the one shop goes down, the other shop goes up, and it all flats out. Second thing that I was looking for was if I put two lines on the graph, one line being first shop, another line being second shop, I should see those lines like having a correlation. So when one line goes up, the other line goes down. When one line goes down, the other goes up. And I can't see this correlation. I could not see anything at all. I mean anything at all. Both lines going up together, both lines going down together. One is going up, one is going down. No consistency whatsoever. However, I do not discard this theory yet. I really love it. Good job, Yazi. This is proper stuff. To look where nobody else looks. Trying to spot patterns, correlations, trends. I love it. I just love it. But I can't see any evidence yet. The third theory is a bad server theory. Now, I'm not going to quote exact words as it was fairly lengthy chat and there were multiple questions, multiple answers from both sides before we settled on what do I mean by saying my account is on bad server. Long story short, according to that very knowledgeable rep from the tech team that I had an opportunity to talk to on a third attempt, the guy who is a developer and only speaks to certain members, according to him, this theory is a myth. If they have a server that is not fully functional, they fix it. They do move accounts from server to server, but only if they are updating software or hardware on that server, as far as he is aware of. He doesn't know about any servers that are kind of aside, where algorithm does not pull records from this server every time when it does pre-searches or final search. He says this thing, that kind of thing does not exist. There is no server that is better than the other. There is no server that is neglected, that is put aside. Also, this guy has challenged me to give him an item number that I think is not searchable. I gave him 6 different items, and he gave me 6 links to search results where those items were visible. As a search term, he has used about a third of my title, first third of my title. And it makes sense. They were all searchable. And all those items that I gave him had 0 views in the last 29 days that they were online. So they were online for 29 days, and every single one of them had 0 views. After I finished with him, I went to my account and I took 100 listings that had 0 views in over 20 days of being online. And I have found every single one of them via search. And then I went to the traffic page and I've checked how many impressions my listings are getting. And every single listing was in at least hundreds, if not thousands, of impressions. So I don't know. The only listings that had like below 100 impressions, they were listings that I have just listed on the day that I was checking this. So I don't know. It has me thinking why people are not seeing my items. If they are searchable, if the impressions are there, why there is no clicks and there is no views? And I started to perform some general searches on eBay UK in ladies clothing category, which leads me to the theory number 3. The theory number 3 is the search is fucked up again. I mean, I'll give you one example. I have put into the search box Bon Marche black t-shirt. For those in US, Bon Marche is a British brand that has gone out of business and is fairly sought after because you can't go and buy it in the shop. So I've put Bon Marche black t-shirt. Right. Trying to find my own item. My own item has popped up about the position number 6 or 7. And in those search results on the first page, in first 100 or something, there were dozens of Bon Marche black trousers. I mean dozens. Dozens of tops that weren't t-shirts. Dozens of t-shirts that weren't black. I mean, this is simply ridiculous. If somebody puts Bon Marche black t-shirt, then for God's sake, he's not looking for trousers. So why eBay serves trousers is beyond my imagination. Irrelevant items being shown. So to me, at this point, even if my items get impressions, if they get impressions out of this kind of searches, then these are worthless impressions. Even if it's in top 20 search results, it's a worthless impression when they show customer trousers when he is looking for t-shirt. Theory number 4. This is what you've been waiting for. Is there an internal eBay tool that suppresses your listings or that can suppress your listing? And can this tool be applied automatically and lifted manually. Now, I don't want you to go all over internet saying Polish Pete said this, Polish Pete said that. Yeah? Because you will never get a straightforward answer from eBay rep. You have to read between the lines. And what I'm going to tell you now is kind of reading between the lines. So first rep that I have talked to, she was fairly good in my opinion. In the middle of conversation, she says this, and that's a direct quote. And it's a kind of scripted formula. I am unable to identify any site-related reason for a drop in sales. Okay, fine, like I've said, it's a scripted formula. But later on, literally, as I have already said, thank you very much for your help, that would be it for today, she gives me this and disconnects right away. Quote, also, I am raising a complaint regarding this on your behalf. So if any internal algorithm is blocking the sales, the team will fix it for you. I'll read it again. Also, I am raising a complaint regarding this on your behalf. So if any internal algorithm is blocking the sales, the team will fix it for you. What the? I was kind of like, I already said thank you very much, bye-bye. She gives me this and disconnects, and I didn't even notice that. But I've got a habit. When I contact eBay, couple of days after I contacted them, I go again through entire conversation and read it again and try to figure it out. Maybe there were things that I have missed. So I've spotted this and I was like, what the heck is internal algorithm blocking sales? So do we have some sort of an internal tool that can block our sales and that can be manually lifted by the team? I mean, she said any algorithm. Is there more than one? What triggers them? How can we know if that has happened? Yeah? And also she couldn't say if there is any algorithm blocking my sales. She had to pass it to the team. So after those couple of days, I've read it again and I was like, we have to contact eBay again. And then I had that stupid rep that gave me nothing. So I waited one more day and went again and tried again. And my aim was literally to get as high as I can in the tech team. Literally to speak to the person who speaks to customers twice a year. It was much of a pain in the ass, to be honest. Yeah, because it took me, I don't know, this conversation took me like best part of 3 hours. You know, to reach to this guy and then to talk to him. Now, I've done my best to pull this guy's tongue about it, yeah? As we say in Poland. He didn't want to say anything straightforward. He knew that I will have everything on the record, and I mean, he couldn't lie to me because I had everything on the record. I mean, he could lie to me if this was like a authorized lie. I can imagine a situation when his boss says to him, look, when somebody asks about that, please answer this. But it's a lie. I know that it's a lie, but please answer this. If you want to keep your job, just answer this. So I can imagine this kind of situation. So we have to take it with a pinch of salt, because this kind of situations can be possible. We don't know. So I've asked him if there is well, I've asked him millions of questions trying to force him to answer me about this internal algorithm, but he was like evasive. Is that a word? You know, he was trying to not to answer those questions. So I've asked him if there is any penalty on my account or on my listings imposed by any internal algorithm that prevents my listings of being visible or available for sale. If there is anything blocking my sales of or visibility of my items. Now, on this one, he didn't say, what are you talking about? There is no such thing as an internal algorithm that punishes accounts. Now, be advised that he wasn't reluctant to say there is no such thing as bad server. Yeah, he was more than happy to say it's a conspiracy theory. Maybe he didn't say conspiracy theory, but that's what he was implying. Yeah, he said there is no such thing as a bad server. Yeah, but he never said there is no such thing as a punishing algorithm. So we are having some questions and answers about penalties and suppression, and I'm trying to pull his tongue and I'm getting nowhere. And then I say, if my account has been penalized, at least I want to know that it was penalized and what can I do to fix it. And then he replies, I can assure you there is no penalty or issues on your account or listings. The listings are appearing to the buyers as usual. So I ask again, so there is no penalty on my account? And he says, no penalties on your account or listings. So I've tried to ask him if the penalties are possible and if there were any penalties on my account in the past. He said that he can't answer this question. Yeah? And at the moment, he can't see any penalties on my account. And I must say, it took him long to answer my questions. Like he was thinking what kind of answer to give me. Like he was like he didn't have a script. Or he wanted to be sure that he's saying what he can say. Or like he was asking somebody, you know, hey, can I say this? Hey, can I say that? What should I say now? What should I? It was like I was asking the question and the answer was like 20 seconds later. So yeah, guys, I really don't know what to think about it. When he says there are no penalties on your account, can he mean like there are no penalties at the moment because I've just lifted them? They were here a minute ago, but I've just lifted them and there is no penalties on your account? Why he doesn't want to say if there were any penalties in the past? Now, if he would tell me, if he told me, hey, there was a penalty on your account and I have just lifted it, yeah? You can be sure that tomorrow, as I'm recording this video, tomorrow there would be thousands and thousands and thousands of people phoning eBay saying, please lift the penalty from my account. Please lift, you know, because somebody on YouTube said that there is a penalty and it can be lifted. So I totally understand him why he didn't want to tell me straightforward, hey, yeah, there is a penalty and I have just lifted it. Because it wouldn't be wise. It wouldn't be wise because he would give himself a million phone calls next day. So up until my third contact, my daily sales for 7 days prior were 1, 3, 0, 2, 3, 2, and 1. Roughly 1.7 a day. Normally my average should be 7, 8 a day, taking about 75 pounds a day, more or less. Now, right after contacting eBay, which ended about 2 p.m. and I had no sales for that day, I had 4 sales quite right away. First one literally within minutes after ending that conversation. And then next day I had 7, and that was without the coupon, which ran out and I have forgotten to put a new one. So literally it means that in 1.5 days I had 1 sale less than in prior 7 days. On Thursday I only had 3, but that was my dispatch day, and these are normally tend to be slowish. But on top of that 3 sales, I had 1 more sale that hasn't been paid yet, and I had 1 bid in my auctions. Overall slow, but not tragic. Now take it for whatever you want. I really don't want you to go and phone eBay saying Polish Pete said that there is an internal algorithm that suppresses my sales and you can manually lift it, so please lift it. Please be more subtle about it. If you wish to contact them, please do. Just ask them if there is some sort of algorithm that blocks you and if anybody can fix it for you or something like that. You know, the last thing I want is eBay going after my ass because I've said something on YouTube. Yeah, I've got no hard evidence. I've got no proof. I know nothing for sure, but I can add 2 and 2 together. Yeah, super bad week, and then decent number of sales, literally right after I contacted them. Now, question is, can this internal algorithm or algorithms, provided that they exist, yeah, can they trigger that penalty once again? In my opinion, yes, they can. I strongly believe that this algorithm triggers that penalty for a reason. And if I won't fix the reason, I can expect few decent days of sales and then penalty triggered again and I'm back into the hole. Yeah, this is why I plan to fix it. Yeah, the plan has been created, but like I've said, I think it was all due to me cutting corners on revising my listings. I strongly believe this is what has triggered it. I don't know it for sure, but to me, this is the only logical explanation that I can come up with. Yeah, I can't end and sell similar my entire shop. It would cost me too much money in insertion fees. Anything from 70 to 100 pounds. That's too much for me, but on the other hand, if I knew it will work, I would be ready to pay it. But I don't know if it will work. It may do, or I may as well pay for it and nothing will ever happen. And the cost of that is like, for me, selling 15 to 20 additional items to recoup that cost. So, based on advice given me by the First Lady, that I can't go wrong with revising my listings, I've decided to revise my shop, entire shop, every single item, every day for a foreseeable future. Maybe even twice a day. Once in the morning and once in the afternoon. That's a lot of work, you may say. No, not really. So at the moment, I have one business policy regarding payment, and it is eBay payments. So I've created another one that is eBay payments plus cash on collection. Now, I don't want people to come to my house and pay me cash, but it's a small price to pay, and I don't think there will be a lot of people exercising this option anyway. So what do I do with it? Every morning I go to my active listings, click edit all in bulk, and then change my payment policy from eBay payments to eBay payments plus cash on collection. I've got two different policies and I just swap them. On the next morning I revise it back to the original one. The next morning back to plus cash on collection. Next morning back to original one. Now, is this enough to trigger the algorithm to reindex my items? I'm not sure, but I think it is. And it takes literally 3 minutes to do it. In the meantime, while doing this every morning, I'm taking down my listings which are reaching the end of 30-day cycle, which are on the last day, and I'm not putting them back. That's the second part of the plan. So we are approaching the end of June, hence my free listing allocation has been used to some extent. What I've got left is 240 auctions and 551 buy it nows. And I'm going to use them to hit it hard. I strongly believe that you need to put live a substantial amount of listings all in one go to get that simulation of eBay reset. Yeah? So tomorrow, on Saturday 22nd of June, I'm going to put live 240 auctions that I can put in. This will be all new items that have never been on eBay before. I've got them ready, so I can put them tomorrow. These will finish on Saturday 29th of June. In the meantime, on Friday 28th of June, I will put that 551 buy it now listings. This will be predominantly end and sell similar, but there will be about 100 of fresh listings that were on auctions that didn't sell, and those auctions will end tomorrow. Yeah? And I've listed them last week. Now this should give my account a proper kick. Next stage will depend on effects of the first stage. If I will get a decent week of sales, which is possible, as this is the last weekend of the month, yeah, which in UK we call payday weekend, as a lot of people get paid who get paid monthly, they get paid on the last Friday of the month. If that will be a good weekend, then I will carry on with poor man's method in July. If it's going to fail, it won't be a good weekend. I'm going to hit it hard again, literally with 600 items in one go, 600 auctions in one go, or whatever the maximum number I will be able to finish by the third weekend of July. So I can list them on the third weekend of July, and then they will end on the payday weekend again in July. That's the plan. One more important thing, all those buy it nows, I will make sure that every single item has item specifics copied and pasted into the description box, as this is what has worked for me to the great extent back in November when I was trying to get my sales back. So far I've got those 240 auctions ready for tomorrow, and out of that 551 buy it nows, I've got 200 ready, and all of them have item specifics in. I need 350 more to do. I'm waiting for them as they finish 30-day cycle, and I'm going to end and sell similar them, put my item specifics into my description box, and if I'm not going to reach that 551, I'll probably going to end some items that are not reaching 30 days yet, or I'm gonna use winter stock. I haven't decided on this one yet. One more thing that I just recalled. Google ads are back again So I'm paying 1 pence per click for 100 clicks a day. So I'm spending £1 a day. Also, I will restart my Pinterest board, and I will need to start looking into all that Facebook malarkey. But I'm an old fart. I hate social media, and Facebook overwhelms me basically. There is too many options, but yeah, I will have to bite the bullet and look into this and spend kind of half a day setting it up. And the last thing, I strongly believe I'm not alone in this shit. My promoted listings impressions have gone down significantly since the end of May, and that is always a sign to me that there is a lot of people who started promote their listings, either more listings or they started to promote higher, because my listings are losing ground and get less and less impressions, and I haven't changed anything in them. So this is the signal for me that other people are trying to promote more, if that makes sense. Sales went down, people have panicked, and the only thing they know is to hike up promoted listings. That's what I think has happened. And that's it. Sorry for this video being so long, but this is what has happened. This is what eBay has told me. This is what I'm planning to do next to get my sales back. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button. If you wish to support the channel further, please consider subscribing or sharing this video in your social media. I will be grateful for any of these, or indeed for all of them. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. God knows when that will be. I don't know. God bless you all. Bye bye.